Welcome to my YouTube channel. My name is Priscilla, but you can call me Cilla as most people do. And this is actually my first YouTube video, so thank you so much for tuning in. So on this channel, I will be sharing with you guys how to grow your natural hair strong, healthy and long. So if this is something that you're interested in, then don't forget to hit the subscribe button. In this video, I will be sharing with you guys how I was able to grow my edges using my DIY rosemary oil. So without further ado, let's get straight into the video. So before we get into it, I just wanted to show you guys what my edges looked like. As you guys can see, it was non-existent, and I basically lost all of my edges after I had my son due to postpartum shedding. But now here's a picture of what it looks like. It's fuller, and this is all thanks to having a good hair regimen and also using my DIY rosemary oil, which I'm going to show you. So you're going to need your rosemary leaves, and you can either use fresh rosemary leaves or dried rosemary leaves. I prefer to use the fresh one. And then you would need a carrier oil of your choice. I'm using extra virgin olive oil. So these rosemary leaves have already been washed. I'm just going to get it out of the bag and then start the process. So I'm using 2 stems of rosemary leaves because that's the amount that I need for my recipe. Of course, you can use more than 2, depending on how strong you want your oil to be. But just for this time round, 2 stems are all that I need for my recipe. So you're also going to need a pot, and then you can just go in and pour your carrier oil. I'm going to start off with ½ cup of olive oil, and if I need any more along the way, I will just add it. So I'm just going to pour that into the pot, and then next I'm just going to take off the rosemary leaves from the stem and put it straight into the oil. So here I've got all my rosemary leaves in the oil. I did notice that I needed a bit more oil. I'm going to go in with a ½ cup of olive oil. Like I said, you can use as much oil as you like. You can add as you go along, depending on the quantity that you want to make. So now I'm going to pop it on the cooker. You have to make sure that you've got your fire on low heat, as you don't want the rosemary to burn, because then you're just going to lose all the nutrients. So I'm going to leave this to cook for about 15 minutes, and throughout I'm going to keep stirring it to make sure that it doesn't burn. We want to slowly cook it to release all the good nutrients from the rosemary leaves. So while it's cooking, you will notice a change in the color. This is how you know that your oil is almost ready. So I have turned the cooker off because my oil is ready, and I'm just going to let this sit for about 30 minutes to cool down. So now it's cooled down, and I'm just going to strain it into my glass jar. You can either use glass or plastic, whichever one you prefer. So in order to make it easier to use on my scalp, I decided to pour it into my applicator bottle. This is optional, but I am going to go in with a few drops of essential oil. I'm using tea tree oil, and I'm just going to go in with about 10 drops. I'm also going to go in with 10 drops of lavender oil. You can use any essential oil that you have, as these are really good in promoting hair growth. So after that, just give it a really good shake just to make sure that everything is nicely mixed together. So now my rosemary oil is ready to use, and I'm just going to show you guys how I apply this to my edges. So I'm going to start off by spritzing my hair with some water. You just want the hair to be lightly moist. You don't want it to be soaking wet. And then I'm going to work it in with my fingers. Make sure you get the edges because that's very important. Also, let's not forget the ends. These are the oldest part of your hair, so you want to make sure that you give it some attention and spritz it with water and work it and make sure it's nicely moisturized. So now I'm going to follow up with a leave-in conditioner, and the Shea Moisture leave-in conditioner is my favorite one to use. So I'm just going to apply a little bit to the edges of my hair, the ends of my hair, and the rest of my hair. Now I'm not using too much because I don't want product build up. I'm just trying to make sure that the hair is moisturized. This is a 3 weeks old cornrows that I've got in, and I plan to take them out very soon. So the final step is to seal in all of that moisture by using the rosemary oil that I've just made. Again, for me, my main priority are my edges and the ends of my hair. So I'm going to work that into my hair and then massage it with my fingertips. So guys, the edges are very delicate part of the hair, so you want to make sure that you're very gentle because you don't want to be too harsh in the way you massage it, as you can cause more harm than good to your hair. So I'm going to do that for about 5 minutes just to help increase the blood flow to my scalp. And then lastly, I'm going to work the oil on my ends to make sure that all that moisture is nicely sealed in. That's it from me. Thank you guys so much for watching, and see you in my next video.